I think we're there.
We're live.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Bourbon Note. I'm Greg.
I'm Ben, and that is...
Oh, Brian.
From Bourbon School.
Bourbon School.
Yeah, so
Hi.
we're doing a little live stream tonight to have some other channels on. I think we've got a few other people hopefully joining us.
Yeah, so the premise is we want to just get some other channels together, and we want to talk tech, what's it like to run a YouTube channel, and what are your problems, and maybe someone else has already dealt with that and has some ideas. So it's Bourbon Channels supporting Bourbon Channels. That's why we're here.
Yeah, it's a Bourbon Channel support group is what we've got going on tonight. So,
Exactly.
Peter White's in the house.
Peter
Cheers,
White,
Peter.
first one here
What's
on
up,
the
Peter?
episode.
Brian, can you see the chat?
I am going to try to do that right now.
I think I have
see-
it blocked. Let's see here.
I have like a bar that says chat with
Viewer
everyone in
comment.
the studio,
I would turn that
but
on.
I don't see
I'm gonna
anything in the
jump here.
box.
Right there.
Okay, how about now?
All right, let's see. Yep, Peter White. Cheers, Peter.
Okay, awesome.
Perfect.
So anyway, yes, we've obviously got Brian from Bourbon School. I don't know, is Lauren planning to join us?
Sugar.
So she said she had like a kid party or something. So I don't know. I sent her the link.
Okay.
If she can show up, she will.
Okay.
Well, if that
Sounds good.
doesn't spell I need a bourbon, I don't know what does.
Northwest.
Hey, what's up, Mark?
Oh, hey, Mark is in the house. Hey, Mark, if you want to send us your
Send an email to
send
the
an
Bourbon
email
Note
to the bourbon. Yeah, go ahead.
the Bourbon Note at gmail.com. Send us a message and we'll send you a link.
Yeah, if you want to hop
Yeah, get
on
on here,
Mark, that'd be
brother.
great to have you.
Yeah.
So
For
yeah.
sure.
Anyway, so I think Bobby's going to try to hop on at some point.
Yeah, he's
at
working.
work,
He's
so
working. Yeah.
he's not going to be in his normal environment, but he'll be hopping on. And then Laura from Baker Drinks was going to try to stop by, so that will be
Right on.
cool to get to talk to her. And so yeah. Oh, here we go. Let's see. I'm joining in chat instead of streaming. I'm outside of my shed because I have a 9-year-old girl asleep over that took over my house. Oh, okay. Okay, so Laura is going to be in the chat and not on the actual.
Sounds good.
Well, we'll have to do that another time, Laura, because we'd love to have you on.
And
so
Laura,
we can have Mark hop on and represent Washington State.
For
okay.
sure.
Oh,
for
she's
sure.
from Washington?
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, Laura, if you want to set up another time to test out the tech and see how it works, we can do that.
Sure. Yeah, absolutely.
Because we've been talking about with Brian how to get the audio and video to work, and that's kind of why we're here, is just to talk about like the challenges of running a Bourbon channel. And we're gonna drink some bourbon.
Yeah.
Yes.
So one thing I want to bring up that I was going to bring up to Laura, but I'll bring it up since she's in the chat. We just recently did a review of the Woodford Historic Barrel Entry.
Yes.
And I know you did that a couple weeks ago, but I didn't actually see that until a couple of days ago after we had filmed our review. And that's going to come out on Monday.
Okay.
I think that's the one I edited.
Okay.
And it was funny because Laura, I think you said that you found like some very malty sort of notes in that one. And I went back
Did
when I was
say apple.
Yeah, and you were saying it reminded you of some scotchy sort of vibes because of the apple sort of vibe. So I thought that was interesting that Greg had a very similar experience. Yeah. I'm gonna try some of that old Scout that you got over there.
Feel free.
So
I brought an old one. I think we did a review of this a couple years ago.
We have never done a review of this.
Seriously?
We did the Smooth Ambler Big Level, the one that's up on the Bottle Kill Hill there.
Oh, well, this one's certainly available to do a review of.
Oh my God. Hang on a second. Hang on. There we go. Okay, now I can bring them on.
All right. Captain Hatless.
Hey, Sean.
How we doing, fellas?
What's up, brother?
Cheers.
Dude,
Good to
I
see you
was
guys.
not bringing you into this stream until that cowboy hat was on.
Yeah, I just got out of the shower, so the hair's still a little wet. I was trying to dry my hair a little bit. Anyway, we're good. We're good. Anyway, what are we drinking, guys?
I'm gonna have some of this Smooth Ambler Old Scout. I think I had a pour of this one time at your house,
maybe
out on the porch.
Okay.
Mark says, "Thanks for the invite, but just jumping in to say hi. We'll have to jump on a stream.
Yeah,
with you
sounds
guys
good.
next time." Absolutely, man. Anytime.
Nobody
cheers,
wants to
Mark.
come play with us.
Sugar Kitty's here says one of the best guys for tech on YouTube is Ken from Scotch Down Under. But given the time difference, he's sleeping right now.
Well,
Most likely.
he can wake up.
One of the guys who talked to Ken is Mike from Livewire. Okay, sweet.
No live wire.
Is he the guy who does the Star Trek? He does like the Star Trek reviews also? It's like him and two other
Live
guys
wire?
talk about like Star Trek Picard. No, the Scotch Down Under guy. I think he does like Star Trek Picard reviews.
Yeah.
Huh. Well, doesn't he go on and live stream for like 8 hours at a time?
Oh, longer than that. Ken's done 24-hour streams.
Jeez.
That's insane.
Yeah, like his normal live streams are like 8 hours.
Well,
Like he'll just all day long.
So I thought Bobby with his 3 or 4 hour live streams was abnormal. Well,
yeah,
I still think Bobby's abnormal, but
for so many other reasons.
I texted him. I jumped on his stream the other night. I texted him. Was like, "Hey, how long are you gonna be on?" He's like, "Probably like 30 minutes." I was like, "Oh, that's fine. I'll jump on for a little bit."
yeah.
And then it
4
was
hours
like
later.
4 hours later.
Yeah, exactly.
Holy
That
I
smokes.
didn't see that one, so I'll have
That
to go
was-
back and watch that.
He had some
Sean, I
woman
actually
from like
did-
Australia on, and we were talking like they've got a distillery in Australia. We were talking to this woman. She's like sitting in the rick house with all these barrels and stuff. It was really cool.
I actually did see that, but I didn't see the part that you were on. Okay, so I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like a week and a half ago, maybe.
So, Sean, I hopped in. I wasn't able to hop into the live stream last night, but I did catch some of it on the rebroadcast today. I haven't watched the whole thing, but you were talking at the beginning about kind of your new approach to doing content.
Yeah.
And one of the things that we wanted to discuss tonight is to have a couple other channels on and just kind of talk about like equipment and schedules and how we go about doing this whole whiskey tube thing.
For sure.
And so when I saw that on your live stream, I thought, that's a perfect kind of segue into what we wanted to talk about.
So since I missed it, can you give me like the real quick recap?
Yeah. And so clearly open to everyone on screen and anyone in chat that wants to join in as well. What I want to do going forward is live reviews. So they'll still be hopefully 15, 20 minutes long. It'll probably take a little while to kind of get the rhythm down. But I mean, the main thing is that I want to have kind of guest hosts on, whether it be, you guys, Bourbon Note, or Brian from Bourbon School, and Lauren, if she can make it as well. And just kind of do shared reviews instead of just me talking about a thing. That way you're kind of getting multiple opinions at one time. And even if I just do a review with just myself, which I'm fine to do, either way, I want to shoot it live. So that way, at least there's participation in the comments. Maybe people can ask questions, or maybe they have some.
Oh, and he was censored by the man.
Uh-oh. Government hopped in
That's right.
And froze Sean.
State of Kentucky.
They don't want us.
Said, we don't want.
They don't want us coming together. They're trying to keep us
That's
separate.
right. That's
Divide
right.
and conquer. Well,
The man.
Sean, I don't know if you can hear us right now, but you're frozen on the screen for the moment.
Yeah, he was breaking the algorithm.
Yeah.
Looking
yeah,
like
Sean
Tully
broke the
Blanchard
algorithm.
from the Four Horsemen right
Not
there.
the
He was
first time
like,
Sean's been kicked off of YouTube. So,
It changed, so I think he's.
oh, yeah, I think he's come back in. So it seems like maybe there's a little bit of a slow connection.
There is a possibility that aliens took him.
Yeah.
And this is the last image we'll ever see of him.
Sean Spiracy. Shredward is in the house. What's up, Shredward? Good to see you.
Shred.
can we
I was
just
going to bring my conspiracy theory cards. If we didn't have anything else to talk about, we could talk about conspiracies.
Right, am I back? Okay.
You're back.
Yeah,
you're a
you're
little
back.
bit blurry.
Okay.
I think
your
we
voice
have
is back, but
something
this
going on,
face
but-
that you're frozen on is amazing. Oh, there we
Awesome.
go. Now you're back.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Okay, good. I don't know where I was. Anyway,
Live reviews.
yeah. But
Yeah,
anyway,
you're
live
live.
reviews is the short of it, and hopefully with more interaction with the community, and just getting some other channels involved as well, and maybe just kind of some YouTube personalities. I mean, there's a lot of folks that come on streams that don't have channels. Love
Sure.
to have their opinion on stuff as well. So,
Well, it's
yeah.
kind of like Sugar Kitty was on Bobby's channel the other night. I'm sure
Exactly.
he's probably been on your channel.
Yeah.
I was thinking that'd be kind of a fun thing to do with like Patreon subscribers too. Like, hey, do you want to do a guest review? Like, if you have
they
the willing
want
to
to
send you a
share
sample.
themselves
And that's
publicly.
the thing.
Yeah,
If they're, not everybody
Yeah.
wants to be on the World Wide Web, but
that's right.
Yeah.
For
not
everybody.
everybody is.
And exactly that was one of the things I mentioned. Yeah, that was one of the things I mentioned last night is that Patreons, you guys get the first dibs, so if you want a slot to do a review, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, I want to get more of the community involved because, I mean, I don't know. I guess my opinion on it is just seeing one guy's review on a bottle is only kind of helpful.
That's like your opinion, man.
Yep.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah. So, and plus, like, I don't know about you guys, but nobody's watching the reviews anyway. So,
There
I
are
totally
worst performing videos, our reviews. Like we get our views are like do, and then we do a review and it's like nobody watches. It's weird.
So, yeah,
this is another great thing to talk about. Like we have moments where all of a sudden, like the subscriber count, like we have a very kind of just steady subscriber count, couple a day or whatever, maybe 100 a month or whatever.
Yeah.
But then there's sometimes when it just shoots up for whatever reason and then just crashes, and it's like the algorithm giveth and the algorithm taketh away. And it's like, there's almost no rhyme or reason to it. I'll put out a short. I put out one that it was like about the Blanton's bottle the other day.
Yeah.
And it gets, a couple hundred, views fairly quickly, as shorts tend to do.
Mm-hmm.
Then I put out a short that was just entitled Greg's Birthday Bottle. It was a bottle of Weller 12, but I didn't include that in the title. And it got like 1,500 views in the first hour and a half. And I was like, well, what the hell is this? Like,
it's titles like you won't believe what happens next type titles. They'll grab thousands of people's eyeballs.
It's so weird.
For a short amount of time.
People really like birthdays for some reason. So
exactly.
Apparently, yeah. Or they just really like Greg. Maybe that's right.
Yeah. That's
the secret here is
Greg's a sexy fella. What can you do?
Yeah.
Right.
That's I'm just gonna lean.
That should be a t-shirt.
Greg's a sexy fella. Well, you can get one that just says sexy fella. Enough said.
Sugar Kitty
Top 10 is a much better performer than Everyday Reviews. Okay, so Sugar Kitty, I was just about to bring that up. When you do lists,
that is absolutely correct.
Yeah, when you do lists, you definitely get more views.
And I would say our best lists are negative lists, like the worst bourbon. That's what people click on.
My top performing video is like 10 bourbons to not buy or whatever.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, same thing.
We have a TikTok. We have a TikTok that's got 32,000 views, and it's like our most overrated bottle, and it's Weller 12. We said Weller 12 is the most overrated bottle we have, and
you know nothing.
We caught shit for that. Oh my god, it was.
But it is an overrated bottle. It's a good bottle, but like most of those bottles, I think once you get up into the BTAC, they live up to their hype. But anything
if it was proofed up, it'd be a much better bottle. Proofed up, Weller 12 would be great.
Yeah, it's very watery.
Yeah. And I think that like the dilution, and one of the things we've said about it is like that dilution takes out any benefit you would get from those 12 years. Like it kills it.
It does. Yeah.
So like, what's the point? Like Knob Creek 12, and you guys did the review the other day, and I commented it's like optimal Knob Creek, and I think that is proof and age. It's perfect, and they proofed it exactly right, so you get all that flavor without the burn that might overpower some of that more subtle flavor you get from the age.
That's really the balance you want to look for. We've talked about that with higher proof bourbons. Is like, when you proof down a whiskey, obviously you're proofing down that burn, but you're proofing down the flavor. And when you can get one, and usually that balance kind of just stays, even. But when you can get one where the flavors win out over the proof, that's just a really
you don't get the kick in the face
sweet spot. Yeah. Sean, are you also drinking this?
Yeah, mine's an older bottle, but same deal.
This isn't bad.
This is a couple years old. Batch
Batch 13.
Bottled by Sarah, if that helps.
This is bottled by.
She does great work.
Diana? Seriously, I didn't know that they put the name of the people on.
Also does great work.
Yeah. What batch number do you have, John?
I have batch 18, so actually, I guess yours is older than mine.
What's this one?
Interesting. Yeah, this is 13.
Oh.
But I've had this, I don't know, 2-3 years, I guess.
Yeah.
Let's check some comments here. And then I was let's see those top 5 lists.
Sugar Kitty, that's so funny.
What is okay, hold on, let's go to that one.
Yeah, that's a great
best video to tell why Blanton sucks. Okay, so we earlier in our bourbon channel career, we did a video called Does Hunting Blantons Make You a Douche? And that's the title of it. And it didn't give look at this. It says best of Sean's videos, don't be a whiskey douche. Yeah, I like that one, Sean. That was a good video.
That was my favorite
Did you do
video
that?
that was my favorite video to make. for sure. That video was
that
a
was
ton
the
of
one where you
fun.
pretended to be other people. Although I don't think you were pretending that hard for some of them.
Right, exactly. Yeah, I was really just pretending to be one specific person.
How old is that one? I got to go back and find that.
6 months, 5 months, I don't know, something like that.
Okay.
Not real old.
So, do you guys find it interesting, like aside from the list, like which ones just kind of stand out? I actually meant to bring this up to you. You know what? Let's do this right here. I'm going to hop on our studio app.
So
because I was looking at our content not that
I'll let you
long
finish
ago,
your thought.
and I was kind of blown away by which ones are the most viewed when you get past the lists and you look at just a review.
It is a little bit the unicorns, a little bit the well-known bottles that Old Rip and Winkle, that kind of stuff. Weller.
So
and that's a killer for us because we don't like our whole Lauren calls it our ethos. Our whole ethos is like we don't go after that stuff. So
well, neither do we. We've said that a million times that we're not unicorn hunters.
Yeah.
But if we can get a hold of one.
Well, and we have over the course of the last 5 years, we've had a couple of George T. Sags, some Sag Juniors, but I mean, not a ton.
And Brian, you're going to have to break that ethos if you want to make reviews of our samples, because there are a few unicorns heading your way. So
okay. Oh, I'll gladly drink them and talk about them for sure.
Yeah, for sure. So, so our most viewed video of all time is actually our first video.
Well,
that's the top 5.
Oh.
And then it's the Old Forester 1910 versus Woodford Double Oak. And then it's just a bunch of lists and whatever. When you get down to an actual bourbon review, well, so that's a comparison. Anything after that besides lists is Benchmark 8 versus Ancient Age. It's one of our top viewed videos. And then after that, it's Wild Turkey 101 versus regular. Then it's Stag Junior versus Jack Daniels. And then once you get down to the actual single review of just a bottle, no comparison, just a review that has the most views, George Remus. The regular George, not like Remus Reserve, just George Remus.
No kidding.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Actually, guys, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Ben.
No, that's it. And Doughball. The 30-second Doughball review.
Oh, well, 30 seconds.
Flavored whiskey.
Yeah.
There you go.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, I misspoke. I just brought up my YouTube. My top video now, which this video is just an anomaly. I don't even understand why it's done well because it's an awful video. If you watch it, it is terrible. Like, I'm not proud of it at all. It's my Knob Creek review from 2 years ago. The quality is bad. The sound is bad. It's just not a good video, but it's at 7K now.
Have you guys ever seen any of our older videos before we had the different kind of setup here?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, it was the same setup, but we didn't have colored lights, and it was just kind of like a normally lit room. And it's funny,
like a white. The wall was just white, right? Just a white wall, and right?
Yeah. No, the wall. This was always here, but the lights were just regular.
Yeah.
It's funny to go back to the very first, your "Hey everybody, welcome back to the Bourbon Notes" have gotten considerably more comfortable over the years.
Yeah, I'm not used to be on camera. Well, now I am, since we've done a couple hundred of these. But
our best video, we got 2.8 thousand for Get These Bourbons Right Now, and we did Penelope, Redwood Empire, and New Riff is up and comers kind of, and. That one did really well. And then we had an Old Forester 1915 where we made Old Forester 1915 and tasted all 3 of them. And that one got over 1,000. Did you film
the sex scene between the 2 bottles for that video?
we had to pick. It was like a 2-minute pixelated screen with a lot of playing noises.
That's actually what we did. Have you ever seen our video of that?
I've not.
Yeah, we filmed a full on where we peel the label off, the bottles are getting naked, and then we blurt it out, and then yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yep. Old Forester 1910 versus Old Forester 1920.
Yeah.
Yep. It was.
I made a ball gag for one of the bottles and a dog collar and stuff.
Nice.
Yeah.
Very nice. Classing it up there, Ben. I like it.
Yeah, I had to approach Greg with that. It's listen, so I've got an idea for this video.
Making 1915 was delicious.
It was really very, very good. Let's see. My best review is ECBP. No idea why that one got so many views compared to others.
It's a good bourbon.
I kind of find that those actually do well too, like the Larceny Barrel Proofs, Elijah Craig, anything that has like a
the regular releases.
Yeah.
You know, there's
people
3
are
times a
wanting
year.
to know what the new release.
Exactly.
And also,
if you can get the bottle early and get the review out early, yes.
Yeah,
fair enough.
That's the thing. Like Laura was at the A123 because people were. I noticed that people's videos, like people were hitting those videos hard because it was newer. Everybody wanted to know what people thought about it. And so it makes sense that that'd be a good one. Like I just got one last week. I'm not going to do a video now because it's like everybody else has had it. So
yeah, I just got mine this week. So yeah.
Did you? I passed it up twice and then I found it again. And I was just like, I got to just bite the bullet and get it. I can't pass it up a third time. And it is quite good.
Yeah. Mine came all the way from New York.
Do a review of it.
Nice. What's that?
Because I would say still do a review because, like, say you're just gonna do a review of 1792 Full Proof. Like that's not a limited release. Everyone's already done a review of that anyway. But it's
every practice.
Every bottle that you've done that isn't a limited release, someone else has already done.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And so, like, and the other thing is like if I'm gonna spend $80-$90 on a bottle, I'm damn sure getting some content out of it.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're true. That's true.
You know, so I would say just go ahead and, you know, do any of them.
Go for it.
The ones that I kind of wonder about doing is like
you don't like to do store picks and things that other people can't really get.
Right. And when I think about it, it's a rational idea on one hand, but it's irrational on the other because like we'll do Jim Beam single barrel or Evan Williams single barrel. But as soon as it becomes a store pick, I feel like it's much more limited. But at the same time, a single barrel and a store pick are the exact same thing. It doesn't
single barrel and single barrel, yeah.
Yeah, and we've done single barrels where we just say to them, hey, it's a good bottle. Yours might vary a little bit, but you know, if you're thinking about taking a shot on it, it's probably a good shot to take, you know.
And that's the thing, you can get just a general idea of like Four Roses single barrel, great bourbon. They vary a little bit, but you can get an idea in general. Shredward said, this is funny that he said this. Shredward says top 10 hangovers video. Get on it, guys. I was literally just talking. We had some people over last night.
Slurring.
And we were literally talking. I mentioned the top 5 hangovers of my entire life. Like I know my absolute 5 worst hangovers I've ever had. And 4 of them were traveling.
Of course.
Which is the worst time to be.
Be
hungover. Like I have very specific, like there was only one that was at home. The other ones I had one in Alaska, one in Las Vegas, one coming home from Miami, and one in Amsterdam. It's just the worst, like wanting to die hangovers of my life.
Getting on a plane hungover.
The coming home from Vegas and coming home from Miami, those were airplane hangovers. Go ahead.
I was just going to say the pressure change when you're in the plane, you're hungover. It's not good. It's not good.
Just like added bonus.
And then you're stuck sitting upright. I'm not kidding you. At one point, I was looking at the floor, trying to figure out if I could crawl onto the floor and like get in the fetal position. And no bullshit. I was legitimately weighing this out as an option because I had slept on the airport floor before the flight.
Of course.
Like it was just, terrible. Never again. I will never, ever drink the night before getting on a plane. Drink to excess. Peter White says, have you ever wondered about some channels that have an extraordinary amount of subs, but the channel seems pedestrian at best? I have wondered that, and I don't mean to judge other channels, but there's some where it's like, there's not a lot of effort into production. There's not a lot of charisma. There's just kind of, and then they get tons of subs. But I don't know. Again, it could be just.
There's something to that. It seems like the majority of people like vanilla. Is the nicest way I know how to put it.
That might be a thing,
I think some of us on WhiskeyTube come off a little brash and kind of rough around the edges, and people don't like that, I guess. I mean, that's the only conclusion.
Our personalities is
we just suck.
Well, and you wonder if some of those channels didn't get those subs like the first time around when bourbon became real hot, and they put out these channels, and then like these channels here we're kind of like the second wave. I mean, I'm not trying to put myself in there because you guys have been around a lot longer than us. But
we're definitely all the same ecosystem for sure.
We're just kind of like, I don't know, like our whole thing has always been for Lauren and I that we aren't experts. We are very casual bourbon drinkers. And I think that comes through, but we are also like, we were watching a bunch of channels of people who were reviewing bottles that we'll never have, either because we won't find it or we won't go out and buy it and spend the money on it.
Don't want to spend that much money on a bottle.
Right. And so we were like, why don't we just make a channel for, I'm sure that the majority of bourbon drinkers are like us, like casual, like they go to their store and pick something out that's affordable. And so that's kind of what we were hitting for. And so I don't know, it remains to be seen if that's like a real effective, like kind of theme for your channel. But
I'd say you guys are off to a great start for sure.
Yeah. And
you're growing at a good rate, and
we're doing like about 100 a month, which
that's
we have
great,
Is it? Oh well.
Oh yeah.
And that's the thing, we don't know. So like I feel like it's good, but like Lauren and I will be like, well, I guess that's like we're at 500 now, so that's good. Like we wanted to get there, but I didn't know what neither one of us really knew. Like, how fast did you get there, or what? You know,
for a new channel, averaging 100 a month is excellent. Yeah,
it's really good.
Oh, that's good. Yeah. That's good. So Eric in the chat there, hello from Buffalo. Eric is a guy who found us. There's a Facebook page, Buffalo Bourbon Enthusiasts, and he found us there, and he's in our bourbon school community on Facebook. Wow. Good dude. So hey, Eric.
And we're from the other Buffalo.
Yeah, we're the famous Buffalo. Yeah. Let's see. So Laura said most of her worst hangovers have been on birthdays. Yeah, that makes sense. Well, see, a whole 6-pack of Laguna's Brown Sugar, 12% on an empty stomach. I almost died. Yeah, there's nothing worse than drinking on an empty stomach. You can't do it. It's a terrible idea.
It's a two-way street.
Let's see. Sugar Kitty, stuck on a plane from Amsterdam to New York City with Dutch women on either side of you swearing in Dutch, but you don't admit you understand. Better done that, nice. Dave says, love the bourbon school, my favorite history teachers.
Dave is the man. He's like been our most avid supporter since day one. He's a great guy.
Hey, Dave. That's great. He's from Minnesota originally.
Oh, really?
Dave actually has a channel of like a mountain biking channel. And he's where he mounts like a GoPro on the front of his mountain bike. And it's all Minnesota trails. So I watched some of it because it's cool. Like I watched the one he did like Lake Rebecca, which is like 10, 15 minutes
miles
from here.
From
yeah.
Well, that's awesome.
So another question about having a channel is, you were talking, Brian, just about, not trying to do just allocated stuff because he says no, Belvedere, Illinois. But didn't you live in Minnesota, Dave?
So that I thought everything Ben just said, forget about it. It was totally wrong.
Isn't that your channel?
Ignore all that. Ignore all of that.
Or maybe he's originally from Illinois, but then he lived in Minnesota. I don't know. Anyway,
I think we should stick with this subject until we figure it out.
Hang on a second.
We need to stick in.
Did I screw up my dates this time? Well, actually, I can't look it up on my phone. So anyway, sorry, Dave.
You communicate with so many of your fans now. It's difficult.
Jesus. You know what actually is interesting is I'm watching so many bourbon channels now that it is hard to remember everyone's name from each channel.
It really is.
The name of the person and the fans, because obviously a lot of people who are in here are watching a lot of other channels, and thank you for the support.
Dave, I'm sorry I got you mixed up with a different Dave. My apologies. Anyway, so what I was saying,
Ben's in the house.
Whiskey Uncensored, Ben is here. I know.
Here's Ben.
I know.
Oh, shut up, Ben. You know I love you.
So what you were saying, Brian, about not trying to do just allocated stuff, you want to do stuff that people have access to, but at the same time, like I also do look up stuff from, like George T. Stagg or whatever. Like I want to know, like, do people really think in practice that it lives, like people that are experienced bourbon drinkers, do they think it lives up to the hype?
But it's also like car reviews. Like none of us are going to own a Ferrari, but we watch Ferrari reviews.
That's true.
Sure.
That's true.
But what Greg and I were talking about the other day is we're actually really backed up right now on samples. So we've got all these samples that we have to review.
have to, like it's a chore.
Right, that we're lucky enough
I'm
to
with
have.
you guys. Yeah.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
The problem and this is a problem. It's a fantastic problem to have. We had a guy, Greg Ahrens, shout out to Greg, who gave us a whole bunch of samples, and they were super great bourbons, the
BTAC.
Yeah, BTACs, Elijah Craig Barrel Proof and Parker's Heritage and all these cool things that we want to review. And then, we've got the Jack Daniel's twice barreled single malt from the Turks, over at Drifting Drams. And we did one of the samples that they sent us. But so the problem is we didn't want to do too many allocated bourbon videos in a row.
Well, this is Ben's problem, not our problem.
Right, yeah. Greg kind of disagrees with me.
Just knock him out.
I don't want to do 2 weeks, 3 weeks worth of bourbons or whiskeys that most people can't get a hold of.
We'll drive the Lamborghini this week, the Ferrari next week, and then the Porsche.
Exactly.
Huh.
And
So you got to mix it up.
Yeah,
exactly.
And so then it's kind of like, well, maybe do a couple of them on live streams, which we did. Steve Joes sent the E.H. Taylor rye that we did, and he sent a couple other things. And I think we're going to get into one of them tonight.
Okay.
But yeah, trying to find that balance, of we want to do.
Because I've also got 6 reviews in my.
Yeah, you got more bottles. That's the other thing. So Greg and I are taking a break from buying bourbon for a little bit.
I probably have 5 new bottles this month, even though I'm not buying them.
Right.
Well, I still am, but whatever.
So I'm also taking a break from buying bourbon, but I did film a video today where I went out to go look for a specific bottle that I didn't find, and then I proceeded to spend $140 on other stuff. Is that something you guys can relate to at all?
This weekend, I went to New Jersey for a wedding, and we went to a couple of shops in New Jersey, and there was just stuff I found Four Roses single barrel store pick. And you can't even get them around here. I got 2. I got one for me, one for Lauren. But
awesome.
I was shocked. And then they had Baker's on the shelf, which here you can find, but not very often. So I got a Baker's. I got the Huber, the Starlight Double Oaked they had that I've never seen around here. They had a Penelope Private Selects barrel strength with the black label that I've never seen around here. So you go and you find these things, you're like, well, shit, I'm not going to be here again. I'm going to grab these.
Yeah.
So a dangerous habit that I don't suggest starting to anyone is when you start talking to all your whiskey friends, and then they tell you about all the bottles that are in their states, and you're like, hey, can you pick me up one of those? And then you just got to have people buying you bottles, which is awesome. But you go through your money very quickly.
Yep, absolutely. Absolutely.
So that is what my problem is, because I now have people around the country buying bottles for me, and I promised I'd pay them back, and I will.
So maybe it was the last name Von Volstead, but Vogel slang. I'm sorry, I got you mixed up with Brian. So Brian and Dave, I apologize. Brian is the one with the mountain biking channel from Minnesota. So I'm sorry, I got you 2 mixed up.
Right.
That is so crazy.
Oh my goodness. Goodness gracious. Look at this. Hold on.
He is.
Come on.
He doesn't even know. He doesn't know.
Bam!
Lauren's here.
Lady.
Oh, I'm at a 2-year-old birthday party right now. So if there's noise in the background, maybe I should go.
No, totally perfect. Totally perfect.
Do you need some?
Now I'm
definitely need
drinking
bourbon.
coffee, guys, but there's Bailey's in it.
Okay.
There you go. Awesome.
You're looking out for your own mental health, with all the
It's raining
2-year-olds
out.
running around.
Yeah, exactly. So how's it going? What's everybody drinking?
Good. We just had some of this old Scout. Did you have any of this?
Yes, I did. I added it too. I was actually drinking a Coke earlier, but I added.
Greg's
I'm
drinking
drinking
Coke out of a
Knob Creek single barrel.
Did Brian
It's
tell you about
delicious.
all his finds?
Yeah, I just did.
He
Yeah.
just was actually just before you came on. So you got the Four Roses store pick and the Starlight. What is it? Hubert or
Double
whatever?
oaked. Yeah.
It's at my house.
Okay.
Yep.
So Bourbon just said that I blew a .10 and not even live yet. It's going to be a long night. Yeah. So Bourbon is going live on Whiskey Uncensored at.
Oh yeah.
I totally
7 o'clock
misread
Central.
that. I totally misread.
Well, I misread it for a second, and that's.
I thought he was referring to something. I just didn't know what that was. And I was like, oh.
Well, then he said Turks are sexy people.
They are.
Indeed.
Okay, so we've got Laura says, sounds like me every month. I use the excuse of wanting to make a video to justify myself to buy my. That's what I do too. Yeah,
Exactly. I have to buy this because I'm going to do a video of it.
yeah.
And you have to, right. You have to have an understanding spouse. I will say to my wife, I'm like, well, we need to get this and this and this for our next video. And she's like,
Content.
okay.
Sorry, someone
Content.
just knocked the door into me.
Oh.
My husband's here. You want to say hi? We're on the live.
Hey, Elliot, what's up, brother?
Hello, husband.
Hey.
Hello, how's it going?
Hello.
He's a beer drinker, so you're not allowed. Get out of the live.
That's right.
We're working on him though. We're trying to convert him.
My sister-in-law's here too. We're all.
Hello.
Yeah.
You'll have to get him trained in.
Actually,
So
go get
I
that
kind of
bottle.
have this.
Go get that bonded bottle that your sister-in-law.
What?
That your
I
sister.
have this dilemma going on
Yeah.
now. I don't think this is even possible about like trying to get my wife into bourbon. I don't think it's going to happen.
Agreed.
So on one hand, it's like, okay, well then we'll buy twice as much bourbon because she'll buy bottles too. And then on the other hand, it's like, well then twice as much bourbon is going to get drank. So like, I don't need her tapping into the bourbon.
Well,
No.
my wife does a lot of the hunting. She
Brian,
loves it, but she doesn't drink it.
Yeah.
I've got a big bag in my trunk right now that I'm driving around, to school and whatnot with empty bottles in it for our, our next
Our bottle
episode.
kills.
For the bottle
Nice.
kill video.
It's great. Drive up to school and open your trunk and have them just all fall out in the
Yes,
parking lot.
exactly. But no, my sister-in-law got me this for my birthday.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
That's a good one.
That's a good one.
Very
Man.
cinnamony.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna crack
I
that
love
open.
old granddad bonded. I actually so Lauren, before you hopped on here, I was saying how I went out looking for Jack Daniel's 10-year because they've been showing up at the local Total Wines. I missed one yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
I was gonna go to Total Wine. I was like 4 miles away, and I was like, they probably don't have it. And then somebody posted on Facebook like an hour later,
They
it's like,
had it.
Jack Daniel's 10 at Chanhassen Total Wine. I was like, son of a bitch. So then today I decided, well, I'll go out. I'll go to a couple of Total Wines.
great day for
see
a
if
hunt.
I get lucky. Yeah, I wasn't doing anything, and I filmed it to do like a bourbon hunting video.
Mhm.
And we're kind of in the midst of like not buying too much new bourbon because we've got a bunch of samples to do, and I'm running out of space on the shelf. And then I did proceed to spend $140 on more bourbon. So.
It's so easy to do.
Yeah.
It is so easy.
Sure.
Yeah, so
It is.
I did buy Old Granddad 114. From what I understand, these are getting a little more difficult to find. They're not showing
Which
up
is
as much
insane.
as they usually do.
Yep.
That's
Yeah.
insane
Yep.
to me.
$27.
Very,
Great
very good
bourbon.
bourbon.
Yeah. $27. And I actually can blame my wife for this, which I promptly did when I got home. I called her up and she wanted some lunch. So she wanted Chipotle. So I went to the nearest Chipotle and they're happy. I was done going to liquor stores for the day, but
Okay.
Sure you
there
are.
happened to be a liquor store right by the Chipotle. So I was like, okay, well, I'm not going to just not go in there, right? And then
Yeah.
I found one of these, bam, Old Forester single barrel proof.
Oh,
Which I've never seen
killing me.
before. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
You had to get that.
Yeah, exactly.
You have to.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
$100. They're usually 80. There was $90 actually, or something. I don't know what it was. Yeah, 90 or $100. But I have only seen those at the store once. It was like 2 years ago, and I regretted not buying it ever since because I just hear nothing but great things, and I love Old Forester. So
This is good. Have
I'm
you guys ever
excited
had
about
it?
but-
I'm really impressed with this.
What?
Yeah,
have
that Old
not.
Scout.
That's the Old Scout.
Yeah.
Yep. So
that-
okay, so what?
Go
Oh,
ahead.
go ahead.
Sorry. I was going to
gonna
say
change
that
the subject. So go ahead on this.
that Old Forester single barrel strength is like, I am coveting that so bad. I'm hoping we're going to Kentucky next month, and I'm hoping that we're able to snag one at the distillery, but I don't
Well,
I
they
don't know
have
what the
more.
availability is like there.
They have more. It came to I think like $109 after taxes, and then I think it probably costs $15-20 to ship it. So if you want, I can send you one.
All right. I'll
It just depends on how much you want to spend on it.
yeah, right.
So okay, one thing we want to talk about is kind of like tech stuff too with having a bourbon channel. Let's see. Let's check out some chats. here,
Woodsman
too.
in Wisconsin that
Eric
had OG
Ellis.
for
What?
$20. Wow. Good job,
OGD
Dave.
114 is a hell of a bargain.
Yeah, good job, Dave.
Found a woodsman in Wisconsin. Yeah, nice. That's awesome. Guitar Talk in the chat. Schecter guy here. Okay, nice. Schecter makes a mean guitar.
Wow.
Okay, so there's a lot of chats here that I haven't.
Did you show your?
Seen.
I actually watched your behind the scenes video. Did you show the guitars?
Yeah, like the bar tour.
Yeah, I really should watch that, huh?
Yeah, you should watch the content I'm putting out on Patreon. Jeez, I don't even have access to our Patreon. You're the one who posts this stuff. Okay, so
I was busy.
Getting back to like channel related stuff.
Yeah.
What do you guys like? I'm interested in like what kind of equipment people are using or what kind of mics, stuff like that. And so let's kind of go round robin. Well, Brian and Lauren, you guys obviously use one set to film your video. You've got that mic right there. Is that the mic you use for?
Yeah.
So that's a Yeti, right?
That's not always visible in the scene, is it?
Yeah. No, when we are doing a regular video, I'll put it right in front of the table, just under the camera, so it's still like pointed at us, but it's not in the shot because we have bottles and stuff up here. But and then our camera, I got it's a webcam. It's a Razer webcam, and that's why in our old videos, and I would bug Lauren, I would like text. We have a text with my wife and Lauren because my wife's our producer. And I'd be like, oh, I freaking hate how the camera looks. Like the quality is so shitty, blah, blah, blah. And so when we were over at the bar here, I think it was because we zoomed. It degraded the
absolutely
picture quality.
Digital zoom will kill your quality.
Yeah, right. But now here, it's right in front of me here, and so we don't have to zoom at all. And I think it looks a lot better over here. So we're pretty happy with the move.
Looks great.
Yeah, thank you.
It's
and lighting.
Too. Like I think because we were farther away, but also we were on stools, and it just it was less relaxed feeling.
Yeah.
Too. Now that you have the beautiful velveteen tablecloth on the table, like
I mean, the velvet is the way to go.
Yeah,
yeah,
you can't
absolutely.
sip bourbon without velvet. I mean,
right? You can't. That's just dying to be on a T-shirt. What about you? What about you, Sean? What do you? I think, Sean, you've mentioned you use a different camera for live streaming than you do for filming reviews. Is that
correct?
True?
Yeah. So I just upgraded my stream camera. It's an Elgato face cam. So it's now, of course, I don't have
cat, right?
What's that? Yes. Elgato. Yeah, it means cat. Yes. Funny enough, my daughter-in-law, their cat's name is Gato, so the cat's name is Cat.
Nice.
Anyway.
Wait, I'm sorry. You have a daughter-in-law?
Well, sort of. It's my stepson's wife, so not really. But
that was supposed to be a compliment.
Yeah.
I have a son-in-law.
Yeah.
Oh, guys are very young. Very young.
Yeah, I got started a little bit early with the kid thing.
It happens.
We're a blended family, so I have a daughter, and then my wife has 3 sons. So we have my daughter is 24, and then we have 20, 18, and 16.
Okay, gotcha. That makes sense. Okay.
Yeah.
And I have 2 dogs. No kids. No kids.
So Sean, you use the Elgato for your streaming. What do you use for your regular videos?
It's a Canon something. I don't remember the letter number combination. Something.
EOS something or other.
Yeah, something like that. But I may not be using it much now if the new idea takes off because you're
on live stream. Yeah.
Because now I'd have to upgrade to the Elite package that StreamYard has, but this streaming camera is able to shoot in 1080p. It's just right now it's limited to 720 because StreamYard limits it. But
ours is actually 720 as well. Well, not just because of StreamYard, but our camera, it's a Sony ZV-E10, so it's a great camera for. Yeah. It's kind of meant for content creators and vlogging and stuff, but it is limited to 720p. Live streaming. What's interesting is I think the 720p live stream looks much better than 720p filming. Like we film everything in 4K. If we filmed it in 720p, it would look like dog shit.
I think so. Yeah.
But it looks decent in live streaming. So what about like for lights? Do you guys have a bunch of like, because it's interesting, like we have the
I need to get
ISO
more.
on the camera turned down to try to make the background darker and a little more separation and make us a little brighter. Now we're both wearing black, so that kind of makes a difference.
Yeah,
We
your
have
lighting's
4
fantastic.
lights shining directly at us right now.
I like your
Which-
lighting behind you guys, though. I like the shelf, the lighting on the shelves.
Yeah, it's
and
very
these
like
little. I'm
speakeasy.
gonna move one.
Yeah, grab one and bring it out here.
He has these little battery
Just the
powered
bars.
lights. Up.
Yep.
Yep.
And I got a 6-pack of them for like $60. And they're LED, they're USB rechargeable. Now these are light bulbs and these are light strips that are all automated. But everything underneath here, yeah, they're just. I got them for $60 off of Amazon, and they're awesome. They last a couple hours and then you just recharge them.
Yeah.
He literally
That's
walks
nice.
down here because we're in the basement of his house.
Yeah.
If you say her name,
Yeah,
she's-
I won't say the name, but hey, smart speaker, turn on the Bourbon Note lights.
Oh,
those
and that just lights it
turn
up.
on
Oh,
to the
cool.
right color because he has different like settings when he's playing
Yeah,
music
right.
or.
Well,
whatever.
and like so, this light above us too. Like this is like a brighter white sort of light. Which if you're hanging out down here, you don't really want that just for hanging out. But so I have like the light bulbs set to a specific like brightness and a specific hue. And then I just automated all that. So I just say turn on Bourbon lights and then it turns it to that specific setting every time.
Very nice.
What are your other settings? I'm curious.
Just like, so if I say like turn on Bourbon Note lights, but if I say turn on bar lights, then it's more like hangout lights.
Gotcha.
Like this is almost like fluorescent white
Sure.
at this point.
He's like,
Yeah.
hey Siri, turn on Lance Romance.
Yeah, I was gonna say, are there any sexy time
Right.
lights?
Sean, no bullshit. I swear to God, I did this as a joke for my wife one night. I actually programmed the you know who. I don't want to say her name.
Yeah,
since
got
she'll-
it. Yeah.
So in our bedroom, I made it so I said, hey, it's sexy time, and all the lights dimmed, and then Let's Get It On by Marvin Gaye starts playing.
Nice.
Perfect.
That's
That's
exactly
And it
what I
was
was thinking.
hilarious. Yeah, I
Yeah.
programmed it, and then I just waited until a random night, and then I just
I
leaned
said-
over and I was like, hey, it's sexy time, and it's just wow, 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 and then the lights
There
went
you
down.
go.
Yeah,
I said
was
that
amazing.
about Lance Romance, and Siri played a song by Lance Romance.
That's awesome.
I didn't know that was a real
I
person.
didn't know Lance
Me
Romance
neither.
was a. So there actually is a Lance Romance?
I listen to
Apparently there
music
is.
from decades ago.
Yeah.
know
Sean,
if you-
what is your microphone? Like, I think you've got the best sound of anybody, and I know part of it is you've got a really good voice for it, but your microphone is so clear and crisp.
Well,
It's great.
so I just upgraded my mic and I did a little research. It's quite affordable actually. It's Samsung Technologies Q9U.
Okay.
About $100, but yeah, it's pretty good stuff. So
And
yeah.
do you have any kind of board or like
no,
thing
it's
to
just
mix with? It's just the
mic.
microphone.
just the mic.
That's
Yep.
fantastic.
Now there is some stuff once you plug into the computer. There is a little bit of an EQ that's just built in with it
Sure.
that you can mess around with a little bit. But I mean, it's there's like gain. I'd have to pull it up, but there's only like 4 things you can change a little bit.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So
It sounds great.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah, I got it
a
on-
comment here. Oh, go ahead.
I got it on sale for like $85. So yeah, it's
Nice.
not too bad. Yeah.
You were going to click on a comment. I was just like directing off that comment.
Oh, I was going to click on that. Okay, so Eric Ellis says
Some people are talking about audio, like geeking out on audio stuff, which is
people
always
that are
interesting.
into audio
yes,
are like super
yes,
into
that's
audio.
what the point I was making is audio engineers are into it. And I'm on the
Audiophiles.
threshold, but I'm not an expert by
Yeah.
any means.
Mm-hmm.
So Eric Ellis says, having been on stage many times, I've experienced all levels of nervousness prior to performances. Do any of you get nerves or anything before doing videos or live streams? That's an interesting
Such a great question. All right, and I'm going to start with me because I was thinking of it first.
Sure.
Okay.
Go ahead, Greg.
I don't even think about it. Like we just went live before this stream started, and it didn't occur to me at all that I should be nervous. And so, nope, not at all. But now that you mentioned it, damn you.
He's going to be just shaking in his boots. The only thing that that I would say nervous about is when we're trying some new equipment or something that, and you just want it to go well.
Yeah, I mean, it's just performance anxiety.
Which
you have some.
I've actually
oh boy,
done a lot of
Uh-oh.
stage stuff too. So I've been in bands before and stuff. So I get the idea of like stage fright and stuff, And sometimes that actually helps you. Sometimes it's like if you don't get a little bit nervous, you're not having fun.
Well,
because you get nervous about the fun of it.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
In a weird way, but not necessarily like
everybody Wing Chun tonight.
Yeah.
What about you guys? Like the first time you did a live stream, or?
Yes, the first time I went live with anybody, I jumped on one of Bobby's live streams.
Okay.
And I was like, I think
I'd
it was
be
just
nervous
I was
going on live with Bobby too.
Yeah, right. I was like, I think excited, and I was like kind of shaky and stuff, just because we had no experience doing this. And then I was like nervous. I like texted Lauren. I was like, Lauren, oh my God, I went on somebody else's live stream. I hope you're not mad because I like went on without you. I was like, it was like a whirl, but it was fun. Now I will be nervous for our first one. Now that we hit 500, we're going to do a kind of a celebratory live stream, and
awesome.
I'll probably be nervous for that one, but
nice.
What about you, Sean? People to show up and participate and have a good time.
Yeah.
Yes.
But that's the other thing. You can't. Oh, go ahead.
In Brian and I's line of work, if you can stand up in front of 25 hormonal 14-year-olds, live stream's not that.
For real.
Fair point there, Lauren. Yeah.
Yeah. What about you, Sean? Did you like when you first started going live and doing stuff? Was it a little nerve-wracking or?
Yeah, so live streaming was never supposed to be part of the gig. Like I'd never planned on doing that.
Agree.
Like I first started making content just so I could write off whiskey because screw the government.
Ditto.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, to keep money out of their pocket. Anyway, but I'm not going to tangent on that. So
that's another stream. We'll
save that for another time. And then I started meeting people on just through chat and stuff, and then got really close with Charles and B from Fun with Whiskey, and we started texting back and forth. And they're like, "Oh, we've been doing lives here and there. Do you want to hop on one?" And I will admit, I was a little nervous because I'm not big on public speaking. I don't enjoy it at all. Yeah, unlike you guys in front of teenagers every day, that would I would not do that for work. That'd be like a nightmare for me. Mainly because someone would probably die. So I didn't enjoy it at first, but now I love it. Now it's my favorite part of the week, usually. So yeah, it's just, the community is amazing. So yeah.
I would agree. It's kind of like a chance, and just like doing stuff like this, it's like a chance to just kind of hang out. Like I don't like leaving my house so much anymore these days. I just kind of a homebody. Greg's right across the street, and so it's easy for us to get together. And it's like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go hang out with my internet friends, and
Yeah. So we were doing reviews and videos for almost 2 years before we
ever went live.
Live, and we, for whatever reason, we did a live stream for a reason. And then the surprise of it was the whole chat thing and interacting with the people live.
Yeah.
And we had no idea because I guess I hadn't watched that many live streams.
Yeah.
And it turned out it was such a cool thing that we've started doing more and more of them. And it's kind of a cool thing.
And actually doing live streams was kind of a catalyst for us buying a new camera.
Yes, right.
Because we tried a couple different things. We tried going live from my phone. And then we had a GoPro, but we couldn't zoom in. Brian, like you were saying earlier, when you zoom in with a digital zoom, your quality just falls off a cliff. And then, so some of them, if you go back and see our first early live streams, it's like a GoPro that wasn't zoomed in. So you can see the whole room basically, not framed or anything. The quality's bad. And so that was kind of a big driver for wanting to go out and get a new camera just for live streaming.
Yeah.
We kind of noticed that we were definitely behind on that. Everybody else was going live a lot, and we were enjoying watching other people's live streams. We're like, well, we got to do this ourselves at some point.
Yeah.
I'd say if you're nervous about it, joining a live stream and participating in the chat and stuff is really fun, and that'll get you motivated and more comfortable with it.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, hopping on someone else's live stream, like you said you did, Brian.
Yeah. And that's the other thing, just like popping into somebody's chat and talking to people and talking to the person online. It's that we have like made so many like connections with people that way. And that's been really nice too. I enjoy just, I'll spend a night jumping to a few different live streams and just chatting with people. And that's a lot of fun.
Me too. And what's fun is you go into, some other whiskey channels chat, even one that's not like I kind of consider like we have a little ecosystem of channels that really kind of know each other and interact and stuff. And there are plenty of other channels that are, about the same size as ours, but they kind of have their own, like, cause there's plenty that we just don't know about, there's
totally
an endless amount of them. But like, I'll go into, watch a live stream on like, even like on It's Bourbon Night, and I'll look at the chat, and as fast as their chat goes by, because there's so many people in it, I'll see random people that like, oh, I recognize them from our chats, and and that's always fun too. Like I'll watch, Sean, I'll watch some of your live streams, and of course it's the same old gang that's in our live chat.
I have a theory that Sugar Kitty's actually a bot, because he's in everybody's live stream. He participates a lot and is amazing. And he knows more about everything than everybody. And I'm not saying that as an insult. Like he's
for sure.
Can also try to hang out with. So
hey, cheers, Ben.
Take care, Ben.
So here's another thing that I've personally run into. Like I spend a lot of time trying to work out like the lighting and everything. And I don't have the soundboard tonight with the Stream Deck, because that was causing some issues.
Yeah, our audio in the last couple of live streams was a little off because of software that.
Yeah, so in order to have, we have like our microphones that are plugged. These are wireless lav mics that are on our, lapel mics. But then the receiver is plugged into the camera, and then the camera is run into the laptop. The laptop is run into the monitor. But in order to be able to hear the desktop audio, which is what the stream or the Stream Deck runs into, we had to download like a digital mixer, essentially like a mixing board on the computer that you then run all your audio through, and then it can play the Stream Deck and your mics. But we found that running through that, we lose some microphone quality. And so it's just been a nightmare. Like the amount of time I've spent down here trying to work this out is just. So I'm going to download some new software, but that's another frustrating thing about having a channel is when you want to try some new equipment, and it's ridiculous. Like I just want to try this one new simple thing. It's like, here's a simple way to get your Stream Deck to work. And then you watch the video, and it's like, okay, first of all, you got to go into the link and you got to download Stream Donkey, and then you got to head over to this website and download Audio Clam 3.4, and then with the Cherry Pie plugin, and at that point, like,
it's a rebel.
I'm sure you guys experience the same things, and it'll tell you to do stuff on your computer. Just go to this menu, click on here, and that menu doesn't exist on my computer.
It's not there. Yes.
Like if you have Windows 10, just go here and click this. That's not on my Windows 10, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Yeah, or it's there, but it looks totally different, and the option that you have to click on isn't on yours. And it's just some of that stuff is just a nightmare, and so we still have to work that out, because I love having the soundboard, especially for the whiskey trivia night, because you got to have the dramatic music and stuff. Speaking of which, I mean, we do have our reigning champion.
That's right. She's got to come back and defend her title.
The GOAT.
She is the GOAT.
Move over, Tom Brady. We got the GOAT right here.
Yeah, exactly.
For sure.
I mean, Tom Brady did lose some games, in his career.
That's right. Yeah. You technically have a way better record than Tom Brady right now, Lauren.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, at this point,
you should retire.
Yeah,
just
I was going to say, if we invite you back, if I was you, I would just say no. He's like, no, I'm hanging it up. I'm going to retire.
Lauren is officially the Michael Jordan of WhiskeyTube. So
that's right. There'll be an ESPN 30 for 30 in about 10 years about her.
So, what do you have? Are you still drinking whiskey there?
I could be done drinking whiskey if you want to drink different whiskey.
Yeah, let's get into this sample here.
Okay, we're gonna briefly do a sample of a.
Well, I need to refill my glass, and at some point, I just want to try this. So we got this sample from a Patreon subscriber named Steve Joes. We did a little bottle exchange, and then when we did that, he included a Four Roses store pick, 11 years, 6 months, 115.4 proof.
Nice.
Orange County Bourbon Society. Okay, so it's a club pick.
Nice.
So yeah, so I want to try this.
Orange. I thought he was San Diego. He must be.
No, he's
closer
like
to-
Huntington Beach or something.
Yeah, that's right, Huntington Beach. So he's a little bit more north of that.
All right. Anyway,
If we,
what do you guys
speaking of
are you guys
sound,
still doing
Did
it?
you kill this?
Yeah, go ahead.
I've got Still Awesome. This is the bottle that you sent me, Sean. I got to tell you, everybody that I give this to has the same reaction, which is like, man, that is wild. And they don't know what to think of it. Like it is,
It's
a
It is
totally
wild.
different animal. It is.
So- has it grown on you?
It has actually.
Okay.
I like, and I have judged a lot of bottles maybe too early. We got a lot of shit for the Larceny barrel proof. We did not like
Yeah,
it.
we're
It was
totally
just
wrong
like
about that.
blew out our palate. But I have gone back to it, and it's a little better. This was one that when we first had it, I was unsure of, but I have gone back to it, and I actually do like it. But it's still like, this might just be me. I mean, everybody's palate's different.
Like it.
I get
That's
a
my
ton
line.
of.
Copyrighted and trademarked. Thank you very much.
Oh, sorry.
Really like it.
I do like it. I'll take out the actually, but it's got like a peppery flavor to me, almost like a jalapeno flavor to it. And
Okay.
then when it's done, like when it's gone, I said it, my mouth is like coated like I drank like a cherry Coke, like a syrupy sweetness in my mouth, and it's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
And that's along with all the other bourbon. I mean, you get caramel and the sweetness like that, but it is wild and it is different. And I would not give it to somebody who's like a straight regular bourbon drinker unless they wanted to try something different. But it is, I like it because it's, to me, so different.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's
It's from Texas, and it doesn't sound like
Yes.
it tastes like hot garbage. So that's weird.
Hot
It's
still
neat.
you guys.
They're down on the Texas. They're down on the Texas
Bunch of
whiskey,
wusses
man.
on stream is what I'm hearing.
You know what the best thing about this is? I was born in Texas, and I'm authorized to make fun of Texas, totally free of charge.
I mean, no. So I guess my thought on the whole Texas thing is that, so I've been in bourbon seriously now for 5-ish years. And so I basically a lot of profiles are become somewhat similar, and Texas is just so much bolder and darker that's what drew me to it. I mean, it's like, it's another world down there. I mean, there's notes that you get in Texas stuff that you're not going to get in anything else. Or if you did get them in something else, it would be a really higher age stated bourbon. EC18 has some notes that you find in a fairly young Texas bourbon, like those really dark wood notes. You're not going to get that in young Kentucky stuff. It's just not going to happen, or Indiana, or really anywhere else in the States. And so, I love those dark notes. And so that's why I love Texas stuff. Yeah.
And our final kind of assessment on this one was, for 2 years, we were very impressed, right, Lauren, that this was like a 2-year-old bourbon. I would love,
and
we would love to
not
try.
to interrupt
Go
you,
ahead.
Brian, but I've seen
No.
it like just on Facebook, like all the bourbon communities on there. I see Still Austin, like it's popping up more and more and more bottles people are trying. And it's really coming up. Sorry, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I would love to try it at 4 years. Like, I would love to see what this tastes like at 4 years or a little more age on it.
So this is a Nancy Fraley 5-year pick. She handpicked this. This is the March release. This is going to be popped next Friday. It just came in today. So,
I keep hearing that Still Austin is the one that can change our minds on Texas whiskey.
think so.
You said you were born in Texas, so you can trash it. I was born in Pennsylvania, and I'll still trash.
Cheers, Turks.
We've had some bad.
I've not had one yet. I like.
We've had some bad Texas whiskey, right, Lauren?
Yes.
We had some sent to us that was not so great.
What'd you guys have? Just out of curiosity.
I don't want to talk shit about
It was
else.
that bad.
Yeah.
Was it Garrison Brothers?
Garrison Brothers?
Nope.
No.
Is this Devil's River? Is this what you're talking about, Ethan or Katie?
It was more like the Devil's Asshole. It was really bad.
Nice. There you go.
I mean, I wasn't talking. I was talking to Ethan and Katie, but I mean, if this,
that's what we're here for is honest opinions, right? So
yeah.
This is a Bourbon Channel hangout, so yeah.
I'll tell you off stream.
exactly, Baker. Baker drinks, yeah.
Balcones single malt, single barrel is amazing. Well,
Really?
Laura, you like, if I remember correctly,
She's
Got a
leaning toward
pick
she's
right there.
single malt.
yeah, Laura, if I'm correct, I remember you saying in some of your videos and doing some reviews that you like the single malts. I'm kind of half and half on single malts. Like,
So,
I like to try them, but I mean, they're not my jam as much as like I don't dislike them, but
I'm
So
curious
this
what-
also just came in today. This is a peated
Fair
single
enough.
malt from Balcones.
Oh wow.
yeah,
He did.
yeah,
I
man,
would
Well,
certainly like to
that's going to
try
be
it.
kind of smoky, no?
yeah,
It's going to be
Yeah,
smoky.
Is that
Yeah.
American peat or European meat?
and amazing.
Texas.
I don't want to
Texas
miss.
would be-
No, that was
Yeah.
a Monty Python reference. Come on.
I don't know.
Right, African swallows.
European swallows. Yeah. They had so one of the stores I went to this weekend in New Jersey had a bunch of Balcones, but they did not have the True Blue, which is the one that I probably would most likely grab. They had the Baby
That's the
Blue, and
corn
they
whiskey.
had that
Corn
one you
whiskey.
have there. What's that?
The True Blue is the corn whiskey, right?
Yeah, yeah. And then they've got a Baby Blue, but I asked Sean.
Or the Baby Blue, that's the one I'm thinking of.
Yeah, the True Blue. I think Sean said that's the better of the two. Correct, Sean? The
Yeah,
True
True
Blue
Blue's
is
better.
better than the
And then-
Baby.
And then this is pretty great as well. Don't get the regular Baby Blue, like the Shelfer. Don't.
Mhm.
But this guy here, so this is the blue corn as well, but it's finished in wine barrels, and that is pretty awesome. But yeah, just the standard Baby Blue.
It's just the wine barrels saving the whiskey.
No, Greg. It's also the cask strength that makes a big difference as well.
Have you guys had the Balcones, just the 100 proof Balcones rye?
I saw that this weekend, but I
I've
did
not.
not. I passed on it.
I got
Yeah,
the cask strength, but
Yeah.
I've never had the caster. They had the 100 proof, and I literally wanted to just shove my head in an oven after eating it and just slam the door and just.
okay.
Oh, God.
You
It
know,
was awful. Like, it was legitimately.
you know, that could have been the video that made this channel explode.
Yeah, I just went put my head in the oven and slam the door on it. Like, it was so freaking bad. And I actually did a
It's not
short
too late,
review of
Ben.
it on Patreon because it was like I was on a cruise and I had the unlimited drink package, which is just something I require when I go on vacation.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
on
otherwise
a
I'll
boat in the middle
go
of the ocean.
bankrupt. And so I was trying some different whiskeys that they had, and that happened to be, and like I would normally not. I don't like Texas whiskey, so I don't want to spend $50 on a bottle
Sure.
to roll the dice on it.
Yeah, but totally, if it's unlimited, you might
yeah.
as well try everything.
And, oh my God, it was so bad. It was so bad. Like,
Did you guys
How
like
bad
Blue
was
Note?
it?
Because we took a lot of heat for Blue Note.
Never had
Yeah.
Blue Note.
well,
It
so you
blew
just
up
You
on
have-
TikTok. Our TikTok
Yeah, that was
went
in the
viral.
sample.
Okay.
I don't know if you
Thank
tried any of them yet, but that's
Not
the
yet.
one that I was like, we didn't like it, but I want to know if it was us or the bottle because that's a store pick. And so I like my idea was okay, there's a ton of people who like this, so maybe we got a bad pick, but
Sure.
I did not like it at all.
I think it's
Ryan, I have to
fine.
tell
I
you.
don't love
And
it.
you didn't like it,
Brian
Brian?
gave it to me, and I've just been mixing it.
It's a mixer.
And is that a cask strength one or uncut, unfiltered, or something?
It
like
is
that?
the uncut unfiltered is it's
Okay.
full. It's I think it's like 118 or something. It's over there. But
By the way, this Four Roses private barrel is freaking amazing.
No, it's
So,
better. It's
I-
better than that.
Yeah, Steve.
I
thank you
can't
very
wait
much
to
for
crack
sending
ours.
this. This is incredible.
Steve,
Here
if
it is.
you're watching, or yeah, it's the
There it
same
is,
kind of thing.
Lauren.
Probably.
I'm so excited.
Bottle
Yeah, I
King,
wanna
it's
get my
from
hands on one of those.
Bottle King in New Jersey. It's the
Nice.
OESO, which they say. So they've got like the 10 different
Our
recipes, right?
Nashville.
So they said the OESO is one of the harder ones to find in a private pick because
This one's OBSQ.
it's a little more rare.
OBSQ. It's the other
So-
mash bill, the other yeast strain.
Yeah. So we'll see. I'm excited to
Sure.
crack it. It's 116.6 proof.
Drifting Dram says Blue Note is great stuff, but not all picks are created equal. Yeah, for sure. Funny,
yeah.
Ethan and Katie, we were actually talking about you earlier in the stream because
He
we
was.
still have the Jack Daniel's twice barreled
Thank you.
single malt to do. We were saying that we had so many amazing samples from people that we couldn't do them all in a row because we didn't want to do too many allocated whiskeys.
Unicorn.
In a row.
Yeah.
You want to kind of pepper those in. So,
Sugar Kitty, where in New Jersey are you from, Sugar Kitty? Because he's saying Bottle King is my primary store here, and I'm wondering if we went to the same one. I mean, New Jersey's a big state, but I'm interested to see where he's from.
Really?
Well, yeah.
Guys, I've got little ones coming in now. I have to go.
All right.
Okay.
Here's Lauren.
Good to see you, Lauren. Cheers.
We'll talk
Next
soon.
time.
Hey, guys, I need to dip as well and get ready for my stream. Thank you guys.
What are you going to cover tonight?
Tonight we're going through best 80s metal solos. Yeah, that's what we're doing.
Oh, you know what?
I've got you already.
I'm going to have to watch that. I'm going to have to watch that, and I'm going to disagree at times. But I'll still watch.
If you consider White Lion to be metal, you gotta. I mean, When the Children Cry has an amazing guitar.
Well, what about Nelson? No, that may have been 90.
Greg, just don't.
Greg, stop trying to make Nelson happen, man. It's not going to happen.
I'm just not a heavy metal guy. More of a hard rock guy. Hair metal, hard metal, or like hard rock.
It's all about the anger, Greg. It's all about the anger.
Yeah, no, you're like angry Cookie Monster.
So what
No. I don't do the Cookie Monster metal. I don't do the Cookie Monster metal. Me and Shred have had long talks about Cookie Monster metal. No, it has to sound like you're. Well, I probably shouldn't say that on live. So it has to sound scary. I'll just phrase it that way instead. Like the Cookie Monster thing does not sound scary to me. It actually makes me laugh most of the time.
Yeah,
so.
I totally agree with that.
But they think they're super tough when they're doing it.
Yeah.
What time is your
like that? That stuff is hilarious.
That was a great impression.
That was really good.
What time is your stream?
One cookie. Yeah. In 15 minutes. Yeah, Mash Metal kicking off here in 15 minutes. So.
Are you sure?
All right.
He's probably pretty sure.
I'll tell you what, why don't we wrap it up? Sure. Now, Bourbon is actually going live also.
Bourbon is also live, so go check out, what's his channel?
Whiskey Uncensored. And then, of course, Sean is going live in 15 minutes. Are you going to be live on Whiskey Wars or Mash and Metal?
No, Mash and Metal, yeah.
Okay.
80s hair metal was actually kind of cool. That's when I was in high school, so...
So can you give us a teaser of what kind of 80s metal solos you're looking at?
Give us one.
So we will let hair metal slide in there, but we're looking at more true metal from the 80s. So
Frank Snyder.
It's a little hairish, but we'll play it.
Okay, how about Van Halen? Van Halen.
That's more hard rock, honestly. It's not really
exactly.
metal.
Exactly. That's more my style.
Okay, aside from my White Lion suggestion, which I will maintain is a great solo. When the Children Cry is a great song.
All right, so I won't give you what songs, but there will be some Testament in there, some Ozzy, some Metallica, probably some Megadeth will get played at some point. Probably some Iron Maiden.
Some Dio.
Yeah, Dio will be in the mix. The thing is that early Priest is just barely metal. Like they're not really. They're more like they're really just rock, not even hard rock hardly. It was really like about 82. That's when they really became a metal band. I mean, to me, I'd have to look at the records again, but it's like 81, 82 is when they really got their metal sound together and really, So,
so I'm gonna throw this in there. You said Metallica in the mix. One of my favorite moments in a song is the solo for "And Justice for All," the song "And Justice for All."
Yeah,
which he's played before.
Building the song up, and then it cuts and it goes. Wee! That's my impression. With kind of with the whammy bar, and then it just kicks back into that main riff. Mm-hmm. It's just an amazing moment in the song. I love it. Yeah. Just that one's going to be on the top of my list for Metallica 80s solos.
Forever.
Also,
sure.
Isn't it the thing that should not be with that whammy bar, like the finger tapping and the whammy bar kind of has that weird sort of.
Yeah, there's I tried to as much. Yeah, I'm a huge Metallica fan. Pretty much everybody knows that. But I'm keeping it to one Metallica solo. So I chose the one that I thought was the most ubiquitous, I guess. maybe not the best. And it's hard to say. There's so many great ones, as you're pointing out, Ben, that it's hard to pick just one. But anyway, yeah. So hopefully we'll see some of you guys there. Thank you guys so much for having me.
Thanks for joining us. We were glad to have some people actually hop on here and talk a little bit about, channel related stuff and,
just hanging out.
Yeah.
Real quick, Brian, because I've been meaning to ask you this for a while, so no better chance than now. Are you Brian with a Y or I? Just so I. Okay, all right. So I have been spelling your name right in chat. I just wanted to make sure.
Yep.
All right. Good.
Appreciate it.
All right. Well, cheers, fellas. Again, thanks for having me, and hopefully we'll see you guys over there. And if not, then go support Ben because he's live too. So.
Yep.
Yeah.
That Metallica solo better not be a Mustaine solo from Kill 'Em All, by the way.
It is not. I won't tell you which one it is, but it's not a Mustaine solo.
Nothing against Mustaine solos, but if you're going to make an official Metallica as we know it solo, you got to go ham it.
I agree. It's off Injustice for All. That's all I'm going to tell you.
Perfect. Love that album. All right.
All right. Have a good stream. We'll see you over there, Sean.
Until next time.
Thanks, everybody, for joining.
See you next time.
We'll see.